Hey and welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you like the Halloween DIYs and you like the rustic vintage look, you're going to love this video. So I hope you stick around. I'll show you how to make them. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Right, Maxwell? And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would hit that button. Okay, for this first one, I'm using one of the wine glasses from the Dollar Tree. You get 2 of them in a pack. And I'm going to paint one of these with a matte black Krylon paint. So I'm using one of the skull heads from Dollar Tree. This is just a foam skull head, and I'm going to paint it with a chalk paint in black. And I'm going to paint the entire thing and get into the eyes real good. You want to make sure you get every part of it and then set it aside to dry. Next, I'm taking one of the floral foams from Hobby Lobby. This measures 2 inches by 4.6 inches, and it tapers down at the bottom. So the bottom is a little bit smaller than the top. I'm just going to attach it to the bottom of my glass with hot glue. And I'm putting a pretty generous amount of hot glue on this because it does kind of taper in a little bit. So you do want to put a pretty good amount of hot glue on here. And then just set that aside and let that dry. Make sure you do get it centered. Okay, next I got all these floral picks at Michael's. They were $1.99 and some of them were 99 cents. And I'm just going to start putting them onto the styrofoam to fill it up. And I'm going to alternate between the black and the red so it does have a combination of the two. And I'm going to kind of go fast through this so you can see what I'm doing, but I am going to fill it completely up. And it really didn't take that many flowers to fill this up. If you can get the larger flowers, kind of put those in first and then start filling in with the smaller ones to accent it. And then I didn't see any black flowers at Dollar Tree yet, but they will have those closer to the holidays. And you could pick up some there for a little bit less. But just really try to cover this up completely. You want to make sure that you cover up every bit of your styrofoam. And you can add other textures in here too. I just started with the flowers. I did buy some other texture flowers, but I didn't end up using them. And Michael's also had some purple flowers in this same style. So if you want to do like purple mixture with this, I looked at Hobby Lobby, and since they don't do Halloween, I didn't see any black flowers at Hobby Lobby. Okay, next I'm taking a 1/4 inch by 6 inch dowel stick, and I'm going to sharpen both ends with a pencil sharpener. Okay, then I'm going to stick about 2/3 of it up into my skull head and then the other part down into my flowers. Next, to give him a little bit of bling, I'm just going to put some little rhinestones onto his teeth. And you could do anything you want to with him. You could put eyes in him and all that kind of stuff. I mean, you could dress this up pretty cute. Then to give him a little bit of vintage look, I decided to take some of the darker gray paint and a chip brush, and I'm going to lightly brush this all around his head. And I'm going to kind of get into his eyes a little bit to kind of give some separation between the center of the eye and the outside of the eye. This will all blend in here in just a second. It looks like a lot of little strokes right now, but it will start to blend in. But it did give him a little bit of more vintage look and not just be so solid colored. And then I'm adding a little bit to the wine glass too, just to kind of tie it all in together. Okay, for this next one, I'm repurposing one I did in the spring, and I'll show you exactly how I put this together. I got these birdhouses from Michael's. These ended up being about 99 cents a piece, and I'm going to use 5 of these. And I'm going to remove all the little hanging handle off of these, just cut it off, and then you'll just have to reach inside and pull it out in the center. Next, I'm just going to take some wood glue and a popsicle stick, and I'm just going to put it all on the side of one of the houses, and I'm going to join the two. I'm going to start building this up. So you can put 2 together right here and then clamp them. I'm just using the Dollar Tree little clamps to clamp these together, and then I'm going to let that dry. Then I'm going to go ahead and attach another one because I have a couple more clamps, putting one on top of that one, and then I'm going to angle it a different way. I'm going to have it opposite, and then clamp those 2 together, set those aside, and let those dry really well. After those are dried, I'm just going to remove my clamps, and then the last 2 birdhouses, I'm going to attach the bottom to the side of the other one, and then I'm just going to add the clamps to this one as well. And then we're going to attach all of it together like that. We're going to put this one onto the side of that roof. And then you're just going to clamp these together and then put these aside to dry real well. Just kind of line them up, make sure that they are lined up. Next, I'm going to mount these to a square. It's a 4-inch square. I got it at Michael's for 99 cents. Just put glue on the bottom and then just place it right into the middle. That way this thing will stand up. And then you are going to need to add a few clamps to this. Just kind of get it lined up good, and then I'm going to add a clamp on both sides. And then if you have any glue that's oozing out onto your little base, you want to clean it up at this time as well. Then I'm repainting the entire thing with a black chalk paint. So you want to get every single one of the little birdhouses, the front, the back, the inside, and everything. Just stick your sponge right down into the center hole, and it's real easy to get it painted. And then don't worry about if you get the inside not completely painted, because we are going to stick something down in here and it will conceal that opening. But you do want to set this aside and let this dry really well before you go to the next step. After that dried, I'm taking a white Sharpie paint pen and I'm just going to draw spider webs on here. And I'm going to do several different ones. Just kind of draw your lines and then just kind of do some little upside down U shapes to make those filled in. And I'm doing some on different parts of the birdhouses, just kind of randomly placing them. This was an easy way to kind of decorate it up a little bit. And this paint pen, it's a Sharpie paint pen. It's the one you have to kind of shake up and then push down on the tip of it so that it does fill in. This was really a good paint pen. I'll have to give you the link to this one because it worked better than any of the others that I have tried. And I'm going to kind of go fast on this so you can see what I'm doing, but I'm putting quite a few of the spider webs on here. And you could do this on the big birdhouses too if you just wanted to do one birdhouse. But I thought these were kind of cute. And I did use these in spring, and it is being able to be repurposed for something else. And then I'm doing a couple of them on the side of the houses. That way you can get a little bit bigger spider web there. And these are super simple to freehand. Next, I'm going to take a chip brush and some gray paint, and I'm just going to start lightly brushing this. This is just going to give this more of an aged look. I'm going to start light, and then I'm going to come back in and go a little bit darker. But just kind of tap your paintbrush into your paint, buff off the rest of it onto your paper towel, and then start rubbing it on here. And this will just give it a real nice aged look without it being too overdone. And I'm going to do the entire thing that way. But you do want to get most of the paint off your paintbrush, and that way you won't have too many clumps where you have like a lot of color in one section. You just want to kind of give it the, almost like you're just putting chalk on a chalkboard and then wiping it off. That's the kind of effect that we're getting right here. And I'm going to go over the spider webs as well because I want to kind of rough those up a little bit as well. So you want to go over the entire thing. Just really concentrate on getting a lot of that paint off the paintbrush before you start putting it onto your houses. And I'll give you the link for the chip brushes I use. They come like 100 of them in a pack for a real good price, and they last so long. Next, I'm going to add some Spanish moss. I'm just going to kind of glue it in little sections, and I'm going to add quite a bit of this. And then I'm also going to put it into the holes of the birdhouse too, and that's why I was saying you didn't need to worry about painting so much because we are putting something inside of it. But I'm going to kind of go fast on this so you can see how much I put on here, but I did put quite a bit. And I'm putting some in the opening of each one of those holes. And you don't have to glue that down, just kind of push it in there. Okay, next I got these little plastic bats from Amazon. I'll give you the link for them. They were just a little bit too shiny, so I am painting them with some black chalk paint. Then I'm taking some of that same gray paint and a chip brush, and I'm going to lightly dust these little bats just to kind of make them blend in with the houses. Okay, next I'm going to kind of bend them in the center just to make them look like they're flying, and then I'm going to attach these to my houses. Now I'm just kind of randomly placing these in different areas, but I'm going to use all of them that I painted. Just kind of put them in different positions, turn them different ways so they don't look like they're all flying exactly the same way. And that was pretty much it. That finished out this project. I thought it was super simple. Let me know what you think in the comments. This last one, I'm taking a pumpkin sign that I got at Dollar Tree, and I'm taking one of the Dollar Tree cones and just taking everything off of here. For the cone, I'm just going to cut all the way around it, leaving about a 1/4 inch ledge all the way around. Now, if you don't have a pumpkin sign, you can just use a round circle. You'll see here in a little bit, we're going to cover it all up, so it really doesn't matter what you use. You can even use a piece of cardboard if you want to. Once you get that cut, we're going to take a little E6000 glue and a little hot glue. And I'm just putting some little spots of the E6000 glue, and then I'm putting the rest with the hot glue around it. And you're going to center it right into the center of that pumpkin. And then let that dry. Next, to trim it out, I'm just going to take some jute twine. This is like a 5mm jute twine, and I'm going to go around this 3 times. Now, once you finish this, you want to go ahead and take a lighter and get all the frays off of it. I had to come back in and do it after I painted it, but you want to do it before you paint it. And I'm just going around here 3 times just to cover up the separation between the cone and the pumpkin. Next, I'm going to take this outside and I'm going to spray paint it with a matte black paint. Okay, next I'm getting my widest width right here, and then I'm going to take this paper bag. This is just a grocery bag. I'm going to cut it open, and then I'm going to cut it into strips at 1 inch wider than the measurement that I took. So I'm cutting mine at about 3.5 inches. Once you get them all cut, you're going to start wadding them up. Get them really, really wrinkled. Just wad them up real good. Then I figured out to make it a little bit easier to get them wet. So just go ahead and spritz them with some water and then keep wadding them up. Get them really folded up to where they have a lot of wrinkles on them. This just kind of really helps break down all the fibers, and you're going to need it here in a minute because we're going to gather these. Once you got all this done, we're going to start gathering this, and we're just going to do this by hand. We're not going to sew it. We're just going to kind of start gathering it, and then we're going to start gluing it as we go. And that's why I was saying you don't have to use a pumpkin. You could use anything round or anything that you could use, even something that's even 1 inch off of that little cone. I mean, we're going to gather this all the way around so you're not going to see it. Just start right at the back part, and then put your first piece on, and then just start folding it over. And keep it gathered, and with it wet, it really works good. And I'm sorry it gets out of focus right there, but you're just kind of gathering it up. And you're going to keep going all the way around, and when you run out of this piece of paper, you're just going to bring in the other one over the top of it. And if they're not exactly the same size, go ahead and trim it right here to get your adjustment. And I'm sorry it keeps going out of focus. I apologize for that. But you can kind of see what I'm doing. You're just kind of gathering with your hand all the way around, and keep going until you get to the end. And if you don't have a store that has regular paper like this or paper bags, you can get these on Amazon. So I'm taking a little roll of gauze, and then I'm going to lay it out on some freezer paper. I'm going to add a little bit of the Waverly Antique wax to it. Sprinkle it with a little bit of water just to kind of make it a little bit more runny. Just kind of mix it up there. And then I'm just going to rub my gauze in it just to stain it. This was the easiest way to stain it. If you try to do it by rubbing something on it, it kind of frayed it really bad. So this is the best way to do it. Just get it really wet, kind of mix in the colors, blend them in with your hands, and then just set that aside and let that dry. Next, I'm going to take some of the Tim Holtz Distressing Ink and the Walnut Stain, and I'm just going to rub it all over my sack, just to kind of give it more of a distressed look. And I am adding quite a bit of this, and if you put it right where you have your folds too, really get those kind of darkened up, and then it'll give it a little bit more distressed look. Next, I'm going to take my chip brush and some gray paint, and I'm going to distress the top part of the hat. Just get most of it wiped off on your paper towel, and then just start distressing it. And I did add quite a bit. And I put some on my rope as well. Okay, next I'm going to take some brown paper covered wire. This is just floral wire, and I'm just going to spiral this off of here just like it is. And then I'm going to cut it, and then I'm just going to put it right over the top part of my cone. Just kind of push it on down there, and then we're just going to kind of randomly glue this in. Just kind of get it pulled on down to where it is onto the cone, and then spot glue it in just so it stays in place. And then you can tighten it up on the top part. Just pull your little wire around, and then just start gluing that in as well. And next we're going to attach our gauze ribbon. Just put it right around the base and kind of just scrunch it up down there towards the bottom. Don't make this perfect. It's got to be a little bit rustic looking. And then we're just going to spot glue it around the front. Just a little bit around the front. Then we'll cut off the back, trim it off, and then we'll glue it down as well. Just kind of make it straight a little bit right there. And then just crisscross them, and then we're going to glue them down. Okay, then to decorate it, we're just going to add some black flowers to the front. I'm putting 3 of these black flowers. And I got those at Michael's. And then I'm going to accent it with a little bit of red. And I'm using 3 of the red flowers. And then I got some rusty bells at Hobby Lobby. They come in a little bundle. You get a bunch of them. I'm just going to glue these right to the back. To give it a little bit of texture, I'm just going to add a couple of these. I got these at Michael's too. These were 99 cents for the stem. And I'm just going to put 1 on each side. Next, I'm taking some of that same brown paper that we used on the bottom. I'm just going to tear it into little pieces, and I'm going to apply these as patches to the front. This just ties this all together. And I'm going to put several of those on there. Just make them not perfect. Just kind of tear them with your hands. Just kind of make sure that they are pretty flat. You don't want them lifting. And I think I added about 6 of these. And then we're going to take some of that same Tim Holtz ink, and we're going to distress these as well. Okay, then I got this little candlestick holder at Dollar Tree. It was $1.25. They're probably going to be $1.50 now, but still, that's a pretty good buy. I'm just going to put glue all the way around the base of it, or the top part of it, and then I'm going to attach my hat right to the top. Just kind of center it on there, and then just let that dry. This turned out super cute. Let me know what you think in the comments. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video today. I hope it gave you some inspiration. If you want to see some more Halloween DIYs, be sure and leave a comment in the description below. If you like these kind of videos, be sure and give me a like, subscribe, and ring that bell to be notified when I have a new video upload. Thank y'all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if nobody's told you today, you're awesome. See you next time. Thanks for watching.